We're here at Treasury Cider. The atmosphere looks really amazing.
It's a picturesque background. No matter where you look outside of a window, you want to keep looking. It's an amazing ambiance.
I love like the landscape.
It is a pleasant, believe me, I've had plenty of jobs. I'm like, I don't like this job, but I'm like, yeah, I like this job. And also, as you guys know, sometimes I have to drink.
That's a good problem.
I'm required to drink cider.
Wow.
Smell it right away.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is a beauty.
Smells good in here.
Let me flip the light on here, guys. So this glass is, that's the pressing room. You'll see it's open on the other end. This is the pressing room. It is run and maintained by Rohan Chamberlain, who's originally from Jamaica as well. But Rohan is actually on vacation, going back home right now, so he's there for a couple weeks. But he runs the pressing room, and he's an extremely important part of the process, obviously. This thing is lifted up now. If you see behind you is a bin. We have wooden bins, we have plastic bins. There's all kind of size, but that's what this thing does. You load the bin on, and it hoists it up and dumps them out. Goes to a belt back here. We have people standing here doing their best to pull out ones that look not good. This is the grinder, so it goes up there, goes in there and grinds. And then it goes, that's the press. This press, like I said, is 100+ years old, I think, at this point. We've done some modifications and kept it rolling, but it's got some serious age on it. You know, you put all the plates on. I'm sure you guys have seen this at other spots, but the burlap cloth around it, and we're able to press. Everything is grown here. That's a pretty cool thing that we can say, like, people are sitting up there having cider and looking out at the trees. I'm like, yeah, that's as far as they went. They went from there to the, And we have a pretty cool thing in that we can run hoses right through the wall, so when we get to the cidery, we can press right into a tank.
So do you run like the cider making operations here? Are you like the bar manager? Or?
I'm the head cider maker, so yeah. So yeah, no, the production side of it is mine. I also run the bar. I also do wholesale and stuff. We're pretty tight, tight operation. But and then, like I said, Mattia, who we'll talk to, she's the assistant cider maker, and she works in the bar and she helps. So she's kind of my right-hand person.
Dude, zombie apocalypse, we're coming here.
Oh yeah, no, you'd be fine here for a while. So this is barely end. I mean, we've pressed most, but these are all apples.
So what's like the weirdest cider you've ever made?
I have, well, I mean, there's some stuff down there that's being experimented with. Again, Rohan, does our pressing, came up with an idea to use sorrel, which you guys probably don't even know what sorrel is, because I really didn't either. Sorrel is something that is very common, I guess, in Jamaica. It is a very vibrant red flower. And that was pretty cool because it almost gives it like a red wine look, which is kind of hard to pull off with cider. I did a sage cider that I was pretty fond of. I thought Thanksgiving, apples, yeast, sage, stuffing, like all that kind of works. So that should work pretty well. It's good. I did a tiny bit of it, but yeah, we don't go too far off the beaten path, so to speak. We're definitely up for experimentation. Like I was explaining to Adrian, we're doing a Cyser this year, which is a still cider mead combo is what Cyser is. So that's awesome. Very interesting. So, but we're not big on, because everything comes from here, we would never do like a pineapple mango, because apples and pineapple don't grow together. So it almost feels weird to us in a way. Doesn't mean there's not an audience for it, and some people love it, but we would never do that just because we're trying to do what's here. We're very much a working cidery, so not everything's going to look beautiful, but I'm sure you guys know that.
Oh yeah.
It's not a fancy tour, but we get things done. So yeah, fairly new acquisition as well. This used to belong to Doc's, this bottling line. We bought it from them because they had upgraded to a bigger operation, as they have quite sizable distribution, as you know. It's been great. It is a little intimidating. It's a little daunting. We have a manual bottler that we do with some of the smaller runs. This is necessary with that, or else we used to have to ship it out. So once it was ready, we'd let someone else bottle it. a lot nicer again to just keep it in-house. So yeah, it's a bit of a beast, but it gets the job done. We do sixtels instead of kegs, so this is some of what I have been mentioning. This is all next run of stuff. So this is the 2019 harvest. We're always 2 years back. So what we harvest in 2019, we ferment up until 2020, and then we bottle it in 2020, and it's for sale essentially in 2021. So you can see this little science project is in place. This is the sumac. We're doing a little experiment to see how long and how much we will put in there. So this is the sumac in what is normal looking cider before the sumac goes in. The sumac, for those who don't know, is these things that you see all over the side of the road. You ever seen these driving? Now that I'm showing it to you, you'll see them all the time. They grow all over the side of the road. We don't take them from the side of the road, but they grow everywhere in this area. And now, like I'm telling you, now that I'm showing it to you, you're like, oh, there it is right there. Like it's everywhere. So that was a great idea. So you can see what it's doing. It's roséing up the cider. It also brings a very a nice tartness. It's almost got a lemon quality. There's a spice called Zaatar, Z-A-A-T-A-R. That's a big part of it. You might have seen that written on something before. So that'll be Wild at Heart.
So how did it all start, and where'd you get your name?
It all started with, so the current owner is Josh Morgenthau. His grandfather, Henry Morgenthau, who was involved, well, he was just a local farmer at first, and then he was involved in some government work, and he ended up working with Franklin Delano Roosevelt and becoming Secretary of the Treasury of the United States, which is pretty awesome. So that, of course, nicely led into Treasury Cidery. So that is where that's a tribute to Josh's grandfather, who was a very well-respected man. And then Josh's father, Robert Morgenthau, became, he was left to him by his father, along with some other siblings and different pieces of property, and that's a longer story that we don't need to go into. But Josh's father kept this 270-acre piece of land, and that's what we're on now. Yeah, and he was the DA in Manhattan. The show Law and Order is essentially based on Josh's father. Yeah, like if you look up Robert Morgenthau, who we unfortunately lost recently, a few days before his 100-year birthday. Yeah, he's a pretty impressive man. Like, he is pretty amazing. Roosevelt was on this farm with Winston Churchill, and yeah. This is the store.
Ooh, wow, it's nice in here.
Yeah, it's super nice in here. CSA is going on, so people are picking up stuff. So yeah, this was the store, and that was a little small deck, and then we built it out. So yeah, yeah, it is pretty great. Yeah, so this is all grown here. Yeah, we do bring in some stuff, but this is all ours. Yeah. We bake a lot. They do a lot of pies and stuff, which are of course all awesome. And
What sparked the interest in cider, the love in cider making and all that?
his answer.
I want to hear this.
I almost fell into it kind of. I was working in restaurants, and then obviously with COVID I lost my job because restaurants were closed, and obviously a disaster.
She was in the city.
And I was in the city, so I just went to town. So I came back home, and when they were hiring, I was working in the outdoor bar, and just kind of to learn more about cider, and it's very similar to wine, which is something else that interests me as well. So kind of fell in my lap. It was very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was born in Florida, and I lived in Los Angeles for 9 years, as I mentioned, and I was doing a long-distance relationship thing, so I decided I'll come here because she was here. And I'd never been in the Northeast, like in this part of the Northeast, and I just remember driving around being like, ooh, apple trees. You know, like that was kind of a novelty. I was in Florida and California, so citrus, citrus was my life. You know, like I'd seen plenty of that, but and I had made beer before, and like I mentioned, I was very into, I've taken some culinary classes, I'm very into cooking, and just, you know. So I was like, well, I want to make cider because who doesn't like to drink? Yeah. And I might as well make it yourself. So yeah, that really kind of got me going, and then as I mentioned, my buddy Mike and I, got ourselves a press and just did it and kind of went from there. And then I got really, you know, I was an art director in Los Angeles, and that's not really an option in the Hudson Valley. Like, you know, I worked with Star Wars and Simpsons and Family Guy and Disney and Pixar.
What?
But yeah, I just got really, I was like, this is the kind of thing I want to be involved in, and I got very lucky that I happened upon here and talked him into letting me know.
So what have you both enjoyed most about working with cider, working here?
I feel like for me, just seeing the whole fermentation process is not really something I've ever witnessed before. So like, I remember when we like did our first pressing into barrels, and then I saw like the airlock moving, and like you could tell it was bubbling and like coming alive, and it was just very interesting, and it still makes me like super excited when I see that things are moving and alive. And then we drink it. I feel like it's very interesting. So that's what I've been enjoying the most so far.
I'm doing something I really legitimately enjoy doing with really good people. You know, I mean, Mattia, but everyone here. Like, it's a super cool group of people.
Well, I think we could do some flights for you guys so you could try a little bit of everything.
So we'll start with half cent, gentlemen. That's we go dry to sweet, which is how you should do it. Half cent is a lot of russet varieties. It's nice. It's got almost like a citrusy quality. It's got a good tartness to it.
Yeah, I feel like you can make a good mimosa out of this or something. You know what I mean?
For sure, it's definitely got a citrusy note. I mean, we certainly have some champagne quality to a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, for
Can't
sure.
stop sipping this thing.
It's good, right?
Yeah, this is a very nice one. The next one's, if I have to choose of what's left, the next one's my favorite, the burn knot. So a burn knot, if you don't know that either, is a knot on a tree. That's, you know, like kind of the big ding of a hole on the tree, like you said. Those are called burn knots. That's where this one's name comes from. This is, like I said, this is probably my favorite this year, and many years. Also bottle conditioned, barrel, a lot of barrel aging and fermenting done here. Super tasty, really cool varieties of apples. Atop, Spitzenberg, and Newtown Pippin, I think, is in here and stuff. Like good, interesting apples.
This is so good, man.
Like a roller coaster, just like in your mouth.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's complex. There's a lot happening with this one. Yeah. Shall we move to Wild at Heart?
All right, Wild at Heart.
So Wild at Heart is the one we were describing earlier that I showed you, the sumac. So that's what gives it this nice rosé color. This one is forced carbonated. This one is back sweetened a little bit. You can see with this when I say we're semi-dry, this is as sweet as we get.
Yeah.
You know, this and Homestead, so we don't go, but there is a little note of sweetness here that works. No, we definitely don't want to go, you know, into that syrupy, you know, end of things that. So yeah,
You can taste the guava a little bit.
yeah, there definitely, we get tropical notes out of a lot of this stuff, which is interesting. Which is also a reason why I'm like, I don't like the tropically paired stuff, because you can get tropical notes out of it without putting in something that doesn't grow here.
Usually we try not to like drink them all at once, but we can't help it, right? These are good.
Well, that's a good problem. And we'll finish with we'll finish with the Homestead. This is kind of our flagship. This is the one we do for sure every year. It is, if, as I said before, if somebody says, oh, I've got a friend who likes cider, I don't know what to get them, we say, Homestead's a safe bet. Yeah. If they like a little bit of sweet, it's good. If they like a little dry, it's not that sweet. So it's, my line on this one is there's nothing not to like about it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, just easy to drink, very tasty, you know.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the smoothest.
It had such a gentle nose to it. I felt like it didn't like smack me in the face.
Yeah, you didn't really.
Yeah, crazy aroma or anything. So I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, high tannies, it's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's more, you know, more dessert apple type apples here, you know, like more grocery store varieties of apples that, you know, which is why we are able to make as much of it as we have a lot of those apples, because we do, like I said, a big pick your own business, whereas, you know, the cider varieties, we don't have as many.
End goal, you know, or maybe not end goal, but like long-term goal. I know we've met a lot of cideries where really neat. Quick story, you know, we went to Hardball Cider, and he said, you know, my goal is to get into the MLB, into the, you know, Major League Baseball, and have my cider be there. That's what I'm dreaming for.
Interesting.
Going international.
Interesting.
You know, other cideries will tell me something along the lines of, I want to be the household name that you can only get in this region. I don't want to be a big guy, you know?
Right,
And
right.
obviously, get your generic, I want to be all over the world.
Right, right.
What are your goals?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I compare it to music as well. Being a musician, like it's, you know, I never necessarily wanted to be the Beatles. I wanted to be like, you know, Weezer, or like a popular band that was, you know, like that everybody liked, but they could walk on the street and nobody, you know. I think it's probably similar. Again, we don't need to be in every grocery store in America. Like that's not, I don't think, anybody's true goal. Would I like more distribution? Definitely. We're only in New York right now. You know, as I mentioned, I think earlier, I'm from Florida and I spent 9 years in Los Angeles, so I'd like my friends there. They're like, oh, can we get it here? I'm like, no, you know, not yet. But, you know, so yes, a little more distribution would be nice, but I think more similar to the answer of, you know, I'd like to be the household name in, you know, New York. Do we want to try the Cyser and
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
get the sneak preview? This doesn't even have a name yet. It is the variety, you know, the approach is Cider, as I said, C-Y-S-E-R, a mead cider combination. Mattia and I just bottled this, I don't know, 6 weeks ago.
So for anybody watching this, we are the guinea pigs. There's not even a name for this yet. We are the first to try it.
We don't have the ABV on this yet. I think it's kind of high.
We will find out. We'll keep you updated.
If we started singing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then you'll know.
Oh Lord, that's good.
But see, probably not similar to much of what you've had. Like that's another thing I'm excited about. It's like this is a different thing. Yeah, we can. I mean, go ahead, Jim. So it's open now. You good? You want any more?
Round two.
Okay.
The views, the spaciousness, just everything looks so nice and well put together that you have to check it out and you have to hang out here. It's like,
Chris, the ciders. Oh my God.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys could come and yeah, definitely come. We're at Fishkill Farms. Yeah, come see us. It's a great place to spend time. So.
do you guys have any social media that
We do.
follow?
We do.
Yeah.
Fishkill Farms and Treasury Cider are both Instagram, Facebook. I'm not sure about Twitter. Instagram's definitely good because we got a lot of nice stuff to show off. So we do that on there a lot. You know, like lots of cool pictures and stuff. So yeah.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell down below so you don't miss any further episodes.
Love you.